first time as a youth pastor that I had to process the death of one of my students. And it was an interesting experience because at times I felt the impulse or maybe even the desire to grieve by myself, to pull away. But that was exactly the opposite of what I was encouraging my students to do. I was continuing to encourage my students to talk, to share, to just speak together, to be with the family, to be present. And so I had to fight that urge to pull away and that I needed to grieve by myself. And so as much was emotionally appropriate, I tried to grieve with the students and share memories with them and be honest and open with them about my grief. For the ways that were more personal, the things that didn't feel appropriate to share with the students, I have several good youth pastor friends in the area that allowed me to speak and prayed with me and encouraged me. And of course, my wife and the pastors on staff were also crucial in processing that grief. I think it's natural for all of us to go from sorrow to questioning to doubt to anger, and to honor that and to say that's okay. It's part of the process, and God is still God. One of the things that was perhaps the most helpful to me in the past year was the Psalms and how honest the psalmists are with God, with their anger, with their sadness, with their grief. And that's given me an opportunity. It's given me the ability, it's given me the permission to be honest with God in my prayer life. I've had colleagues that allowed me that openness and that permission to be honest. And as much as is appropriate, I've tried to give the teens that opportunity to be honest and to share their feelings with God. And so the process has been difficult at times. It's been hard as the leader because I think there is the temptation or maybe the feeling that we need to be above the grief. But perhaps one of the most important things is to lead by example. And I think about Jesus weeping over his friend Lazarus and being in the full depth of that grief and knowing that that's okay, and to lead like Jesus led and to grieve deeply, even in the midst of your people and your youth group, your staff, your adult leaders, your family, and giving them permission to do the same.